I didn't know how crazy it was. What? What? That doesn't sound nice. The whole process sounds crazy. And if it's crazy, you have to stop it. You have to put your foot down and be like, yeah, this is wrong. So now there's a problem, yeah. So there's a problem there. It can be done better, can't it? I mean, if you're talking about killing, as crazy as that is, and we should know when we're going too far. I'd like to boycott now that I know the extent that they go, I would boycott. Answer thought-provoking questions.
The very first one is chickens and turkeys. Due to large groups of chickens and turkeys being kept in confined spaces, young chickens and turkeys, they quite often have their beaks trimmed to stop them from harming one another. Now, the process of that does have the potential to cause significant pain and suffering. And although the RSPCA will actually openly admit they don't like that process, they do still permit it as long as it's performed by a trained professional. Do you think that process can ever be justified?
No.
No? Why not?
You're trying to justify your solution by having a professional do it. Maybe that's not right.
Yeah, but why shouldn't they do it, do you think, then?
If it's a problem, it's a problem. It's not who are we to decide.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Second one is chicks. There's 5 in total. Second one is chicks. Now, because they can't lay eggs, on their first day of life, most male chicks are separated from their females. The females obviously go off to lay eggs. And the male chicks, on their first day of life, put on the conveyor belt and they're typically dropped into a massive blender. It's called a macerator. Okay?
This is very technical.
It is.
Now, I'm the best person to be answering this question.
No, it's perfect. It's meant to be the general public. Oh, okay. That's the whole idea. Yeah. So the male chicks, they're dropped into a big blender, macerated on their first day of life. Now, the RSPCA, although they do permit maceration, they don't prefer it. What they prefer is for the chicks to be gassed using argon. Now, argon, it takes no longer than 6 minutes for those chicks to suffocate to death, obviously occasionally less. Do you think that is a better process? Does that sound like a better process?
Are you asking if gassing animals is right?
I'm asking if you think gassing animals, or chicks in this case, is a preferred method than dropping them into a blender.
Ooh. You're recording this.
I've asked lots of people, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's gassing animals. What are they gassing them for?
Because this is in the egg industry.
Yeah.
There are different breeds, so they're called layer hens. Yeah, the ones that lay eggs.
Yeah.
They're not what they call broiler chickens, which is a breed. Okay. Yeah, so broiler is the ones we eat. Yeah. Now, in the layer hens, the males are not the same breed as the ones we eat. So and they obviously need hundreds, if not thousands of these, constantly laying eggs every single day. And there's too many males and it's too expensive. So they're useless. They're a byproduct. Okay, yeah, they're not viewed as living beings, if you like. So they have to get rid of them somehow.
They have to. Why?
Because because they can't afford not to.
Somewhere else.
Like where? We're talking millions in the course of a year, millions and millions of them. They're too expensive and it's not cost effective. So, back to the original question, they've got to get rid of them. Okay. So the way to get rid of them is either drop them into a blender or gas them. There are other alternatives, but they're the two most common ways. What do you think is a better option? Ooh. If it was you, what would you prefer? To be suffocated or dropped into a blender?
Neither.
Neither? Neither. Okay. I think that's the point. Okay. Let's go to the number 3.
Okay.
Different animal altogether. This is about fish.
Yeah.
There are now multiple non-RSPCA methods for killing fish, such as using carbon dioxide, just pure suffocation, putting them out into the air, put them on ice, or cutting their throat, bleeding them.
Why are they killing the fish?
Because people like to eat fish.
Oh, so for food?
For food.
So it's a choice between...
No, there's not a choice here yet. So that's non-RSPCA methods.
Okay.
It's now scientific consensus that fish can suffer and feel pain.
Oh, okay.
And so because of this, the RSPCA now asks that fish be slaughtered using something called the percussive stunning technique, followed by bleeding. Now this is where they basically smash the fish's head with a blunt instrument, causing the brain to collide with the skull. Now occasionally this will need to be done twice because it's not always successful on the first attempt. Now here's the question. Out of those different methods, so suffocation, on ice, being hit in the head, which of the methods do you think would be best?
Are you telling me there are people who kill fish and they can't do it well?
And they
can't do it well? Like it takes two...
If you go to any supermarket and buy fish, one of those has happened.
I've chopped fish and I've fished and what is...
Yeah, but this is yeah, but that's the individual.
That just sounds like...
We're talking industrial side, industrial scale fishing.
That sounds like incompetence.
What would be an answer? Bear in mind, they're catching thousands at a time. They put a huge trawler net out.
I can imagine.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what is the best way to dispose of them?
I think it's inhumane to not do it well.
What makes it inhumane?
They have to do it once.
Yep.
Yeah. Just chop the head off, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4. There are no right answers, by the way. Well, there might be, it's perspective. But anyway, number 4, again, different animal. We're talking about male dairy calves. Okay? So, because they are useless to the industry, this is non-RSPCA to start off with. Because I
love cows. So
you do?
I love cows.
Perfect.
Let them live even though they're useless, please.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what happens in the industry. So because they're useless to the industry, because they don't lay milk, they don't produce milk. Yeah. The two non-RSPCA most humane ways of disposing of unwanted calves is to hit them in the head, number 1, with a blunt instrument, usually a spade. Yeah. Or they bolt gun them. Normally, Now, normally this is on their first day of life for dairy calves. Now, the RSPCA, they prefer, because the calves obviously moving around, they don't want it happening. So the RSPCA prefer farmers to use electrical stunning. You might have seen it where they put a probe here, and zap them with electricity. Yeah. The reason being, well, I don't know if it's the reason why, but it reduces the ineffectiveness, because they're moving around, down from 14% to 10%. This means out of the roughly 9,500 calves in the UK every single month that are killed, roughly 950 are not killed straight away. What do you think of that process?
The whole process sounds crazy.
It does sound crazy. But do you think that's a good process or not really? Do you think it's a better process than the bolt gun or a better process than the spade?
This decision is being made by professionals, or is it a public audit that's
professionals? Yeah.
So they...
Well, so the electrical stunning, the RSPCA have said, you know the RSPCA,
Yes,
yeah?
yeah.
So the RSPCA said, please don't do it that way, please do it this way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they put their stamp of approval to say...
So what's the preferred method?
So the RSPCA prefer electrical stunning.
Electrical stunning.
Yeah.
Is it safer?
So it reduces it down to 950 calves a month that aren't killed straight away.
Okay, that's
So-
it's the numbers you're bringing up.
So it's 9,500 are killed every month.
Yeah.
Because of the 10%, only 950 don't die straight away. So they need a second attempt or a third attempt.
That sounds crazy. No, that doesn't sound nice.
Doesn't sound nice, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
It needs to be straightforward. I think if we're talking about killing, as crazy as that is,
Yeah.
and we eat food. I feel like it should just be clean and once a week. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. The final one. Pigs.
It's okay.
Now, before I tell you the statement, pigs, yeah?
Okay.
Before I tell you the statement, do you know or could you guess how they dispose of pigs in the UK?
And no idea.
No? Any wild guesses?
Because I've as long as I've been here, I've eaten pork. So is that disposing?
Yeah.
That counts as disposing.
That's obviously they have to kill the pig for you to eat it. Yeah.
So
How do you think that pig was probably killed?
by a butcher.
By a butcher? So it's alive, goes to a butcher, killed there? Yeah? Okay. The RSPCA approved way of killing pigs in the UK. RSPCA. This accounts for 88% of all pork pigs in the UK. Okay? It's to send them to a CO2 gas chamber.
What?
Now, CO2, it is an aversive gas. This means
You don't know when you're dying.
no, it forms an acid on their eyes, forms an acid in their lungs. It essentially burns them from the inside out.
Yeah.
Now, you know when, for example, you have a can of pop and it goes up your nose?
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine that sensation 1,000,000 times worse. So the pigs are screaming in terror. They're trying to get out what's going on. Wait.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Wait. Okay. Now, it takes no longer than 3 minutes for the pigs to be killed this way. Often it's as low as 30 seconds. Do you think that is acceptable? Why not?
That's too long. It can be done better, can't it?
Why is it too long?
I've served a chicken before. It didn't take me 30 seconds. And I did it. How old was I? 10, 11. And I think I was more efficient than that.
Yeah. But why is that? Why is that important though? Why is it important to be
I'm
efficient?
kind of shocked that the gas. I've never thought of that process. I've never heard of it. Back home, or where I store chicken, is just a knife.
Yeah.
So
But,
I don't even know if my process is better.
yeah. But what you say, it takes too long. Why? Might sound like it's going to sound like a silly question, but I'm trying to get you to say something. So why is that important? That it should be done quicker.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I see a question. How to answer? Make pain the less as possible.
But why?
Because everyone feels pain.
Say again.
Everyone feels pain.
Everyone feels pain.
All
even
animals, yeah, even animals feel pain. Yeah.
So, if they feel pain and they can suffer, why is it important to reduce it as much as possible? Why does it matter if they feel pain?
Humanity, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a humane. Yeah. It's a tough question. But
It is.
We're trying to be
Thought provoking.
Yeah. We're trying to be humane to all animals. We're not the most important. We get along with other animals, yeah, and they're part of life. Yeah.
Yep. So all these animals that I've mentioned, so some of them have surprised you a little.
Yeah.
Do they sound like? Do you think that these sound like animal abuse? Making a pig suffer for up to 3 minutes, torturing and things like this. I've actually seen this with my own eyes and heard it. So they don't know what's going on apart from that they're in pain. Because it's not instant, of course you've got the adrenaline, which makes that time even longer.
Yeah.
Yep. it's like a Ferris wheel, the actual process. So if you can imagine a Ferris wheel. So the pigs will go inside, normally 1 or 2 or 3 at a time, and what happens is it drops them into the gas. Yeah. So you have it's big Ferris wheel, and it just goes around like this. Okay. As they drop down, they start burning, eyes start burning, throat starts burning, they're in pain, they know something bad is happening, because they're very, very intelligent pigs. They're actually more intelligent than dogs on intelligence level.
Yeah.
And they want to get out, they will get out, and because of the way the bars are, obviously they can't get out, but because of the way the bars, when they're trying to get out, they will even, occasionally, they'll actually rip off their limbs trying to get out of this pain. This is how much pain they're in.
So this, it seems like the industrial level is really driving things very fast. Where something I've not even heard of this levels of.
No. Do you think there's a reason why you haven't heard of it?
Oh, okay. I'm not from here.
No, but even if you were.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
90% of
They
people.
maybe they hide. Yeah. Maybe they hide this. I've heard of, like, I remember using the electric thing. I've heard of that once 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
But if this is what they're doing, it seems like they're hiding something.
Yeah. So all these animals are, of course, all animals that we eat.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered, in the past, what happens to the animal to get it onto your plate before? Have you ever considered what you're eating and how it got there? Yeah. And so,
I've slaughtered a cow. I've slaughtered a chicken.
So I'm not talking about from your
process.
Yeah. But you know it from when you've done it yourself. But what I'm on about is when you're going to the supermarket. You go to the shop and you go, I want to get a McDonald's, or I want to get a sausage roll from somewhere, for example.
Yeah.
So
No, I haven't.
no. Would you say you are? And some people are, some people aren't. Again, there's no right answers. Would you say you are against animal abuse?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why are you against animal abuse? Why is that important?
It's abuse. It's abuse.
But why is it wrong to abuse an animal?
It's life.
Yeah.
Life, yeah.
But so is a tree.
Yeah.
So
Chopping them down is wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. But why would it be wrong to?
If it's so if it benefits us as humans, I guess we get away with it.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm on about from a personal perspective. Would you, if you saw a dogs just walk past, if you saw a dog, would you go and kick it?
Definitely not.
Why not? What if you enjoyed kicking dogs? Would that make it right?
This is a question that doesn't make sense. I wouldn't kick a dog.
Okay, let me make it a different person. Let's say the owner of this dog here, you saw the owner kicking that dog, so the dog wouldn't do what it wanted to. Would you watch and think that's not very nice? Would you go up to them and say, stop that? Would you call the police? Or would you just be like, I don't care?
What would you do?
I would go up there and say, stop doing that, and pull the dog over to safety, personally. But not everyone would. Some people.
Not everyone would.
No, what would you do? Would you just be, don't care?
If it's crazy, you have to stop it. You have to put your foot down and be like, this is wrong.
What if the owner went round the corner where you couldn't see and then kicked the dog? Would that then be okay?
No.
No? So just because you can't see it doesn't make it correct?
Yeah.
My point being is that with these animals that I've just talked about here, I've touched the surface of what is actually happening. I can only tell you so much in a short space. What is happening behind the scenes is a million times worse than kicking a dog. Than kicking a dog. I would rather all these animals. Actually, I wouldn't want that at all. But it's worse. Seeing a dog being kicked is nothing even close to what these animals go through that you're paying for, but you can't see it because it's round the corner.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you are against animal abuse.
Yes.
Good for you. Me too. Do you think, or believe, possibly a better word, do you believe we have to eat animals in order to be healthy?
No.
No? Why not?
I eat beef, but I also have gone on a vegetarian diet, and it works.
It works fine? Yep.
It works as well.
Okay. So if we don't need to do it in order to be healthy, and we are against animal abuse, we know that the way supply and demand works, it's actually demand and supply, is that if you were to go to a supermarket and you bought...
Like where I'm going, yes.
Yep. And if you were to buy a piece of dead cow... Yep.
That's what it is.
Yep. Let me just give you an example. So you buy a piece of dead cow. In your mind, you might be thinking, oh, this is a dead cow. That's not what's important. It is important, but it's not the main thing.
It's how did it die?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's...
By buying that dead cow, what you're saying to the supermarket is, there's a cow that's currently alive. I want you to torture that cow. I want you to make it suffer, then take away its life in a horrible way and replace the one I've just purchased. That is what supply and demand is. It's the animals that are already dead, you can't save them. They're already dead. What you can do is stop the next one from going through that horrendous pain and suffering. Is this something you've ever considered before?
It's the first time.
Is it something you might consider?
Going forward, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, it sounds like something I should be thinking about.
Okay, so have you heard of the word, so you said, I think, did you say vegetarian a minute ago? You said you went vegetarian?
Yeah.
Yeah? Have you heard of the word vegan?
Yes.
What do you think the word vegan is? What do you think the difference is between a vegan and a vegetarian?
Now, that's a good question because...
That's why I ask it.
Yeah. I love milk.
Yep.
So, and that doesn't kill cows. I like eggs. Yeah, but that's not killing chicken either. So
you say that. Now, two of those questions, chickens, all the boys are killed on their first day of life. So having an egg, every time you have an egg, I wonder if you could do it. Some people could, some people couldn't. You know what baby chicks look like? Nice and sweet and cute. Yeah. And if one got caught into a little home blender and you wanted an egg, could you say, I can only have an egg if you hit that button and go and blend up that chicken? But you are.
But that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
That's what, when you buy an egg, that's what you're paying for. Yeah. Dairy industry, you like milk?
Yeah,
I used to love milk. I drank loads and loads and loads. And look at in hindsight, I wish I hadn't, but like me, you don't know. I didn't know.
No, but
most people don't know.
Here's the case. So, I'm from Kenya. Mm-hmm. We are not on that industrial scale.
No. But
well, I'm here now. You're addressing. Yeah, I'm addressing what's going on here, which I'm not most.
Okay, well, let's talk about Kenya. Now, I don't know a lot about the industry there, but let me ask you some really obvious statements. Mm-hmm. Why do cows produce milk?
For our production. Yeah,
no. Why does a mother? What makes the mother cow?
It's for the calves. Yeah. The calves. Yes.
Now, if the calf has the milk, we can't have it. So what happens? So
a good question. Where we do it, we leave enough for the calf. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we milk just enough for us, and we leave for the calf.
But what happens when more people want milk, and there's more people who want milk than what the calf can have?
Okay, now, so now there's a problem. Yeah. So there's a problem there.
What happens if the calf?
You're starving the calf.
Yep. Yeah. And what happens if the calf is a boy? What do you do with the boy? He can't produce milk when he's older. So what happens to him?
Bulls have their purpose. They have their purpose.
Yeah, but you do not have. I don't know this, but if I was to guess, I would guess that there probably isn't 50% bulls, 50% females.
So my grandfather, it was maybe 50 cows and 2 bulls.
So where were all the all the males?
Yeah.
They lay 50%. Yep.
And the good bull is sold off and they're
slaughtered.
Oh.
What happens to how does a mother become pregnant? What is that process?
From that one bull.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you leave it to nature.
No, I mean, we control
You force it in.
Yeah, you force it in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know in the UK how they do it?
How?
It's really grim. Okay, so in the UK, they don't leave it to nature, and they've got thousands upon thousands of bulls. Females.
Yeah.
And they need to make them all pregnant. Yep. So they need bull semen.
Yeah.
Now they can't leave it to the chance of that bull being horny.
Yeah.
Yep. So what they have to do, they have to extract that semen from that bull.
Forcefully.
2 ways.
Yeah.
Way one, they get what's called an electro-ejaculator. It's like a big dildo. Yep. They put it up to in the male's backside to get the prostate, force him to ejaculate. The second way is just doing it manually.
So I do just go there.
They literally just jerk off a bull,
Yeah.
and that's how they get the bull semen to make the females pregnant. Isn't that crazy? If in any other context, you'd be arrested for bestiality.
True, yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But this is all because we want a bit of milk in there. Now, what is that milk? You said it's for the baby calf.
Yeah.
Why would it be important in nature? Okay, so ignore the drinking, but why would it be important for a calf to drink that milk? What's it going to do?
It's development, it's growth.
It's made to take an animal that is this big,
and make
it this big as quick as possible. It's got something called insulin-like growth factor. It's a hormone inside to make it grow quickly. Humans have it too. It's why you're taller than I am. Yeah, you have more IGF, it's called, than what I do. Yep. Now, and we think, because society told us, we think that it's good for us to drink something from another species that makes something grow that big to this big. If it was human milk, would you think that would be okay?
No.
Why not? That would be more natural, surely. It's milk made for humans. Yeah, it's not milk made for cows.
Okay, but on that point, if we
I'm going on tangents. I just find it it's an interesting conversation.
But if we get along with cows. We provide for them, they provide for us. And we should know when we're going too far. Because that's what I'm saying. You have to always know your limits. Don't always extend because you think we're humans. If I'll milk a cow, yes, and I'll milk it, and just enough for me for that day. And the next day, and I'll feed it, and I'll water it, I'll take care of it. So it's part of us sharing.
So while you're in the UK, would you agree that the process I've described are not acceptable? Yeah. And would you agree that if you are paying for those processes, you are with your money saying it is acceptable? So they don't. You got like it is acceptable because I'm paying for it, but it's not acceptable because I don't think it's right. So you see a contradiction there?
I see. I wasn't aware of that, but yeah, clearly me buying beef from the local Waitrose or whatever is me supporting a system maybe which I don't know how crazy it was.
No. So do you think if you were to boycott those industries, because not just these products, but anything you ever buy in a shop, when you're buying for something, you're voting for more of it. Yeah? And you're saying, I've taken one of these, I want to put some more there. Yeah, because you're making a gap. That's any industry, but obviously we're talking animals here. So when you buy beef, or you buy a cow or chicken or sheep or any of these animals, you're saying, put another animal through these horrendous conditions for me. So do you think you could boycott those industries? If you did, what do you think would be difficult about it?
I'd like to boycott now that I know the extent that they go, I would boycott. And I'd like notice on how people slaughter my food and present it to me before I buy it.
Okay. So you didn't answer a question earlier. That's good to hear. So question earlier, you said it was an interesting question, but you didn't actually answer the difference between a vegetarian and a vegan.
Oh yes. I drink milk, and vegan. I think vegan means no animal products.
Okay.
I can do vegan with milk with products that don't kill animals. I could
Not in the UK.
not in the UK.
Because all the milk, like I said, all the calves are put down,
Yeah.
all the bulls are jacked off. Yeah. So let me give you. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to give you a quick overview of the dairy industry, so just so you understand it, it's a little bit better.
Okay.
And then I'm going to explain what vegan is.
Okay.
So, are you okay for time? You okay?
And 5 more minutes, then I go.
Perfect. Okay, that's perfect. So, dairy industry. I've told you little bits already. So, step 1, jack off a bull, get the bull semen. Step 2, get a female that doesn't want to be pregnant. Hold her in a cage so she doesn't move around, and this cage is called a rape rack. Okay, they are changing the name because the general public are hearing this and they don't like it. Yep, so it's called a rape rack. She doesn't want it to happen. She's struggling. Farmer puts a big glove on, fist into the anus, moves around the cervix, big needle, the bull semen injects her. Yep, she becomes pregnant. She's pregnant for 9 months. Same, similar, not
As
exactly.
humans, yeah,
Similar to
same
humans.
gestational period.
Yep.
Okay.
9 months later, she will then give birth. Cows love their young. They are very, very, very maternal. Yep. And we go in the UK, no, you can't have the milk, take you away. Oh, you're a boy, bang, kill you. Yep. Oh, you're a girl, we're going to give you formula, put you into a pen until you get old enough and we can do to you what we've done to your mum.
Yeah.
The mum, oh, I've just given birth, I want my baby,
Taken
my
away.
baby. Yeah. She gets upset. They don't call it crying, they call it lowing for cows. She lows for days and weeks, wanting her child back. Trauma, can you imagine if it was a human, your baby was stolen? There's so much trauma that goes on. She's traumatized, hooked up to machines, milked. After about 1 year, the milk production slows down, and so the process is repeated to make the milk production go higher again. So she's made pregnant again against her will. Another baby taken away. If it's male, killed again. Yep. If it's a girl, again, saved to when she's an adult.
Wait, so
Wait,
Yeah.
bear with me, yep. So she is traumatized a second time.
It's cool. It's getting chilly.
It is. So she's traumatized a second time, then a third time, sometimes a fourth time. At the fourth time, she's had 4 babies stolen from her. She's had this anguish throughout her entire life, and her milk production dries up, doesn't come back. Sometimes she collapses. They call it a spent heifer. And because she collapses, no longer profitable, they can't make any money from her, so they send her to the slaughterhouse. So they kill her because she's no longer making money because she's had too many babies taken away from her throughout her life. What a horrendous life that must be for that mother. Yep. And this is because I want some milk in my tea. I want some cheese on my toast. Yep. I like yogurt and ice cream. Yep. When you've got soy, almond, cashew, coconut.
Other options.
Yep. There's pea milk, potato milk, rice milk. There's so many different variants. And yes, they taste a little bit different. It takes you a day, a week, 3 weeks to get used to that new flavour, to have something different in your tea, to have something different on your cereal.
But let me ask, if I had a cow in my compound and I milked it for my 3 cups of tea in my family a day and we get along,
Why not
That
just
would
let
be
the milk? Why not let the milk be for the mother like it's intended? Now, when you
The
overproduce,
industrial scale seems to be the problem.
so when you take more milk out than what is meant to be for, she then produces even more milk, and it's also there's a few things wrong with it. But anyway, so she produces more milk. Now, all that time she's producing milk, she's obviously using up energy and it's putting a strain on her. But it's also, more importantly, you're not looking at her as an individual. You're looking at her as a resource. Here's my cow. My cow can produce milk for me that I want, and she's not a she. No, she's an it.
It's a living being.
Yeah,
you can't own.
So let's not. But if you are looking at using her,
you can be responsible for a cow.
Yeah, but you're looking to use her, or you're looking to exploit her for what she produces.
No, not really.
Why not?
If it's give and take.
She doesn't come up to you and say, "Would you like some of my milk, please?"
You feed her. You give her a nice, safe space.
So let her live her life how she wants to, without taking anything from her.
No, but
and let her.
As I finish.
Yeah. Anyway, Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So the final thought. So that's it about the dairy. I just wanted to let you know. So the vegan isn't about what you eat.
Okay.
It's part of it. So we don't consume milk, dairy, eggs, honey. We don't wear leather. All these sorts of things.
That's full scale.
Yep.
Hardcore
No,
vegan.
It's not. So it's not, because that's just what we do. What a vegan is someone who says, it's not right for you to rape these animals. It's not right for you to torture them. It's not right for you to commodify them, put them through hell, then take away their life that they are wanting to live. They have a desire to live. It's not right for you to do all of these things to these animals. That is really disgusting.
Yeah.
Purely for money, purely for selfish reasons, purely for a reason we don't even need, when there's all these alternatives out there that, yes, they're not the same, but you can get vegan alternatives now that taste very, very close to an animal product.
Yeah,
and we're saying that tiny difference is worth that animal's torture and suffering and death. So the vegan is a stance that says, no, that's not right. That's what a vegan is. It's not not having this. It's that's not right.
Exploitiveness.
Yeah, and that's
exploitiveness.
Yeah, it's looking at an animal as a commodity, not as an individual. That's what a vegan is.
As a living being.
You have internet at home?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to give you a card with some resources on it. Okay?
You've been very convincing.
I hope this is something for you to think about. I'm hoping that you will go and buy one of the vegan alternatives now, not pay for another animal to be killed because they need to replace the one you're about to buy. Yeah. On this card, Land of Hope and Glory is UK based. If you go to the website, where are you? The website here.
Yeah.
Okay. You go to that website. There's a list of resources on there as well. There's ones from different countries. So there's one called Dominion, which has got Joaquin Phoenix. Do you know the actor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So he's in one of them. It tells you the truth.
I'll have a look.
The one that's going to be useful to you, this final thing, is Challenge 22. Mm-hmm. Now, this is you saying, which I hope you do, this is you saying, I'm not going to do it either. I agree with the guy I spoke to. How do I do it and be healthy? How do I get the alternatives? What's a good alternative to chicken? I like chicken. What's a good alternative to it? I don't know any. You go to there and they will tell you. Yep. They give you all the support, all completely free. What's your name, by the way? Michael. I'm Mark. Thank you very much. There's an email on there too. You can reach out to me through it.
Okay.
Good to talk to you.
Pleasure.
You take care. Okay, bye-bye.